But in 2022, I was diagnosed with a very complex symptom, had to undergo a surgery of about 1.5 hours, for which I remained bedridden for the rest of the year. I secured in round 1 counseling IISER Thiruvananthapuram, and in round 2 I secured IISER Mohali, a boy which was in a very much bad, horrific condition last year, who couldn't study, was bedridden for about 6 to 7 months the last year and couldn't study a bit. So getting into from that point of time, I was totally depressed after the NEET examinations as I'm talking. So after that, I recovered and also I made my way into one of the top research institutes.
एक ही बात मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ कि विवेक बेटा, थैंक यू वेरी मच विवेक बेटा, यू जस्ट सेविंग स्वर्णायु's लाइफ। वो एक डूबता हुआ नाव था, तुमने उसको रोशनी में लाया।
Hi everyone, I am Swarnayu Das. I completed my class 12 boards from Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, Narendrapur, Kolkata. I joined SciAstra in the IIT and NEST Rescue Batch 2023. So, in 2021, I was admitted in class 11, and likewise, as everybody does, I had the dream of being a doctor. So, I started preparing for the NEET examination. Everything was fine, I was studying all right, but in 2022, I was diagnosed with a very complex symptom, and for which I had to undergo a surgery of about 1.5 hours, for which I remained bedridden for the rest of the year. For this reason, I couldn't study for the year and my class 12th was totally wasted. After I recovered from this illness, but still I was undergoing medications and treatments, I found myself in a very haphazard and very horrific way to appear for the board examinations itself. So, but I knew that I had to study because I couldn't drop the year. So, taking the medications and undergoing all the treatments and several other formalities, I started preparing for the board exams for a very short span of time, like 1 month. After which I appeared for the West Bengal board exams, the higher secondary exams of West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education, and I secured 95.2% marks. But the competitive exams like the JEE Mains, NEET were on the verge, and as I could not prepare for these exams correctly, I secured a very less mark and a very less position in those exams. Now, as my NEET examination was wasted, I couldn't take the dream of being a doctor. But as I said before, I couldn't drop the year too because I wasn't confident too much that I could be a good dropper student and come back in the next year. So I had a plan B of becoming a research scientist in biological sciences from the premier research institutes like IISER, NIISER and IISc Bangalore, etc. in India. My father motivated me through this and he made all the arrangements by filling up the forms so that I could sit in those examinations. But I was in a dilemma at that time. I was really pointless about how to study for these examinations like IISER aptitude test, national entrance and screening test, NEST examination for IISER and NIISER respectively. Because all the so-called coaching institutes and the edtech companies and also the YouTube channels didn't talk about the research institutes, neither they talked about the examinations through which I could get there. But one day, luckily, when I was searching through YouTube about these examinations and the institutes, I got to know about SciAstra and Vivek Bhaiya, as he was the only one person in YouTube who was talking about the research institutes and how to get in those examinations, the details about those examinations, etc. Now, I started watching his videos from that day. So, I started watching his videos and in YouTube, and I found about the IISER aptitude test, the IISERs, what were the details about those institutes, the IISc Bangalore, NIISER, etc. And soon I downloaded the SciAstra app and I thought that this was the only key for my entry to these research institutes. So from the very day when I started preparing for these examinations, I considered Vivek Bhaiya and the entire SciAstra team, the mentors, as my torch bearers, as I was in the dark. So they led us by helping with those study materials, the recorded lectures, and also very powerful tips and tricks, for which Vivek Bhaiya specifically had one great tip, which is the question to theory approach. In that approach, he asked me to attempt one previous year question of IISER aptitude test. After attempting this for 3 hours, he asked for a 30 minutes break, and then he told to analyze my examination. After that, analyzing it, he told that I had to find the parts in the question paper which I could answer. The parts that I could answer were fine. The questions which I could not answer were the weak parts of mine in that chapter. As I did not have much time and more time for preparation and revision of the whole theory, he asked me only to revise those weaker sections of that chapter, and I did like that. After that, I started attempting the mock tests, which was designed by SciAstra in computer-based format, and I attempted those, but I was scoring very much less marks, like 30 or 40 out of 240. So I was tensed, and Vivek Bhaiya was very much cooperating. The mentors were also. So I asked them about what was the points where I could improve. So now I saw that the IISER aptitude test or the NEST also, they weren't in the same format like the NEET examination or the joint examination. So they were a bit of higher level, and I had to prepare for 4 subjects. But as a PCB student, I wasn't much powerful in mathematics. So they guided me how to prepare maths with their study material, and also the biology, physics and chemistry part with their study material and recorded video lectures. Now, I did not have much time in my hand, but also I had to prepare very fast for these exams. So I started attempting about one IIT previous year paper or mock test every day. And also I started studying the theories, likewise helping from the question to theory approach. So in a few days, I started to see improvement in myself, and also I upgraded. And I was finding myself in a bit better condition. Like I was scoring about 60 to 70 in the mock tests of IIT and also the NEST. After that, I asked the Vivek Bhaiya, and also I was simultaneously watching his tips and tricks videos, and also I was making my way through the doubt clearing sessions, so I could know about my faults and what were the problems in my preparation. And soon I was studying well, and I was scoring about 80 to 100 in the IIT mock tests and the PYQ exams. So after watching the predictions of Vivek Bhaiya, which were about 101%, I don't know why he tells those are 98% right. To me, those were 110% right, because after I watched his predictions and his marks, I was assured that I could get into any one of the IISERs at least in this condition. So I was very much grateful to him, and I contacted him. And after that, when time passed and the results came out, so I secured that rank of 7,151 and category rank of 297 by scoring 87 out of 240 in just 20 days of preparation, or less than 20 days of preparation. And I secured in round 1 counseling IISER Thiruvananthapuram, and in round 2 I secured IISER Mohali BSMS. So after that, I was really overjoyed, and my family too, because a boy which was in a very much bad, horrific condition last year, who couldn't study, was bedridden for about 6 to 7 months the last year and couldn't study a bit. So getting into from that point of time, I was totally depressed after the NEET examinations, as I'm talking. So after that, I recovered, and also I made my way into one of the top research institutes, IISER examination. And after that, I appeared for NEST examination. So this changed my life, but I chose research as my career. And after that, I am here talking about these. So I am really grateful to Vivek Bhaiya and the SciAstra team for really saving my life. So now, as I conclude, I want to tell that SciAstra is really different from any other coaching institutes or edtech companies or YouTube channels, because SciAstra is the only gateway for those research institutes and the examinations that gets us in the research career. And through SciAstra, we come to know about the research institutes and the examinations, and also how to prepare in them and how to go through the research institutes. After that, I want to tell that the materials that SciAstra provide, the classes that SciAstra conducts, are very much helpful for us, because they are high quality study materials which help in those examinations a lot. And I would definitely recommend SciAstra for those who want IISER or NIISER or IISc Bangalore, or want to pursue research career in various fields in their life, because SciAstra is really a life-saving drug for getting into a research career. So SciAstra is highly recommended for everybody, because it is really the light to the research institutes. Now, through my whole IISER journey and my preparation phase, as my father experienced it with me, and he was also my second mentor at home, and he was really acquainted with everything I was doing. So he wants to tell a few words to all the parents out there and the students, and wants to motivate you guys. So, Baba.
नमस्ते, मैं सभी को मेरी ओर से प्रणाम करता हूँ। मैं शरणय दास के पिता हूँ। देखिए, मैं मतलब सिंस आई एम बंगाली, थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी में बोलना चाहता हूँ। तो मैं दो एक बात ही बोलना चाहता हूँ कि शरणय ने सब कुछ बता दिया, पहले से ही सब कुछ बता दिया, क्या था, क्या कंडीशन था, कौन सा कंडीशन से अभी जहां पर बैठा है, मतलब बैठा है, स्टेप हुआ है लाइफ उसका, सब कुछ बता दिया है। मैं दोबारा ये सब चीज दोहराना नहीं चाहता हूँ। एक ही बात मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ कि विवेक बेटा, थैंक यू वेरी मच विवेक बेटा, यू जस्ट सेविंग शरणय's लाइफ। वो एक डूबता हुआ नाव था, तुमने उसको रोशनी में लाया, तुम और साथ में तुम्हारा टीम, होल टीम। अगेन आई एम थैंकफुल, ग्रेटफुल टू यू विवेक बेटा, और तुम्हारा होल टीम। और एक बात मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, टेक्निकल जो है सब कुछ तो बता ही दिया, तुम्हारा और एक, क्योंकि मैं एकदम पूरी तरह से इस जर्नी में जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, एकदम मतलब शुरू से लेके लास्ट तक, शुरू से लेके एंड तक पूरा मैं ही सब कुछ किया। और तुम्हारा ये जो टेक्निक है ना, क्वेश्चंस टू थ्योरी, ये मेरे हिसाब से एक कोट बन के रहना चाहिए। कोटेड बाय विवेक नाइजर, ये कोट है। ये हम लोग भी इतना मतलब अभी पिता हो गया, मतलब बाबा बन गया, फिर भी ये थ्योरी हम लोगों को भी नहीं पता था। तुमने ये थ्योरी दिया, मैं हर पेरेंट्स को भी बता रहा हूँ, सबसे बढ़कर स्टूडेंट जो लोग एस्पिरेंट है रिसर्च या जो भी फील्ड में, मतलब जेई, नीट, रिसर्च जो भी है, जो भी बनना चाहते हैं, पढ़ाई तो एक ही तरह से करना चाहिए ना, एक ही तरह से करना पड़ेगा। लास्ट में एक ही बात मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ विवेक, मतलब सब पेरेंट्स या स्टूडेंट्स, ज्यादातर स्टूडेंट को ही मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ, whenever or wherever you think about research, you just think Vivek and SciAstra. Namaste.